Aries, what is going on with you? Come on in, have a seat, make yourself comfortable. My name's Alan Hill from UnknownTruthTarot.com. Welcome back to another Aries love reading. In this Aries reading today, we are going to take a look at your romantic person of interest and how they really feel about you here in March 2025. I'm also going to take a look at what they're thinking about you, what their intentions are toward you, and then what their most likely actions are going to be in March of 2025. So let's get on with this Aries love reading, and let's get 3 cards for what's going on with Aries romantic person of interest. How do they really feel about Aries here in March 2025? Okay, they're being a little weird already. That just felt funny to me. Yeah. On the bottom of the deck, underlying this person's feelings for you, Aries, King of Cups. This is a Scorpio energy, sometimes Pisces energy. This is someone who has a lot of love and emotions for you. They're probably not wearing their heart on their sleeve right now. This is someone who doesn't like publicly broadcast what their emotions are, good or bad. So this could be someone that is madly in love with you and you have no idea because they've never told you before and they've kept it hidden. This could also be someone who's going through emotional turmoil right now and you would have no idea because they're pretty good at hiding that and keeping that under wraps too. I got the 2 of Swords right behind it. This is Libra energy of a decision that needs to be made, only it hasn't been made yet for some reason. That blindfold on the person sometimes represents that they don't have enough information to make their decision yet, which is why they haven't decided. Sometimes that blindfold represents blinders that someone's wearing. In other words, there's something that they don't want to see. There's something that they don't want to look at, and resisting that, kind of being in denial about that, is making it so that they can't make some sort of a decision. Sometimes that means it's not even their decision to make, and that's why it hasn't been made. Maybe it's your decision, or maybe they're feeling like it's your decision. Looking to me like they have a choice to make about their feelings, and I don't think they've made that yet. I've got the 8 of Wands right behind it, Sagittarius energy. This is the second fastest moving energy in the deck. The only thing faster than this is the Chariot. This is rapid back and forth passionate communications. It can be travel over distances. This can be just like rapid movement or progress on something that they have passion and desire for. More often than not, this ends up being a whole lot of energy coming at them all at one time, and it's probably too much to handle all at once, too much to process it all at once. Can be like really overwhelming feeling. So I can't tell yet if this person has all these feelings for you and they can't decide what to do with that and they're overwhelmed by it, or maybe they got something going on that's overwhelming them and they haven't decided to talk to you about it yet. Excuse me, I'm getting all choked up here. When I look at their actual feelings toward you, Aries, I get the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Fool. That's very, very interesting. First of all, we're going from the 7 of Cups up to the 8 of Cups. So the emotions are escalating. It's getting stronger here. Not really wearing their heart on their sleeve. But then we hit this Knight of Wands, like wishy-washy, back and forth, can't make up my mind, can't stay fully committed to what I said I wanted type of an energy. This is someone who's like really prone to be all over the place and switch gears, and you get all these emotions escalating and then suddenly go the other direction here. So that just stuck out to me right away. 7 of Cups is Scorpio energy of options and choices and confusion about those options and choices. There's a lot of different cups here. There's a lot of different ways they could choose to play this situation. And there's a lot of emotions involved, even though you may not be aware of it because they're pretty good at hiding it. This is about someone not wanting to pick the wrong cup and make some kind of a mistake that they regret later. The clouds of smoke around the cups can represent clouded judgment, clouded decision making, clouded vision, not being able to see all the options. It can represent sometimes intoxication. It can sometimes represent somebody blowing a smoke screen trying to cover up some options that they have too. I've got the 8 of Cups, the 8 of Cups next. This is Pisces energy. This is escalating here. This isn't a card of like emotionally detaching though, and physically detaching and walking away. The person on the card is walking away from 8 cups of love because that's not quite good enough for them. They believe there's something better out there for them. And this is about choosing to walk away from what I have to go down this new path towards something that might bring me my happiness and my fulfillment. Sometimes this is somebody having the whole idea that the grass might be greener on the other side of the fence. And when they find out that it's not, they will try to come back. Usually that could be what's going on here, because like I said, the very next card is that Knight of Wands. This is sometimes called the player of the tarot deck. It's that in and out, back and forth, can't make up my mind kind of a person. Excuse me, totally prone to start having escalating emotions and then suddenly, boom, 180 go the other direction. This could also be somebody who has other options, and maybe they went to go see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence, and now maybe this is them wanting to come back or can't make up their mind whether I want to detach and walk away or not. I definitely have some emotional thing going on, some emotional decision that they're probably keeping to themselves, and they're not decided on it yet. Final card in their feelings about you, Aries, is the Fool. This is the first card of the whole tarot deck, so it represents a new beginning at something where we're just taking this blind leap of faith. We don't know what all the steps are from beginning to end first. We don't know what the end result is going to be. This is about just saying, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to leap off the cliff, and I'll worry about how to grow wings on my way down. I'll figure this out as I go. Now, because it's card 0, the first card of the whole deck, it can represent a new beginning at something where someone's taking a leap. I got somebody detaching and walking away, somebody that has options, somebody that may have been going back and forth between more than one option, and maybe this is them just saying, screw it, I'm going to make a decision, I'm going to go for it here. Sometimes this is someone wanting to start back at the beginning again. Sometimes this is just foolish behavior, taking foolish risks, unnecessary risks, or even risks outside of a connection. So it's a little hard to tell what's going on with them yet, which is very common with King of Cups. Very hard to tell. See what this person is thinking about you, Aries. What's this person thinking about Aries in March 2025, please? Oh, snap. Now they're getting told on. Underlying their thinking, 4 of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy of holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. The question is, what is it that they're holding on tightly to? Because it looks to be more than one thing. I've got the Hanged Man right below that. This is progress being halted, no forward movement happening, things being stuck, being in like a dead standstill. The Hanged Man is hanging upside down because he's trying to look at things from a different perspective than normal, a different point of view than he would normally look at things from. He's trying to figure out what has me stuck and what do I need to do to get unstuck so I can move forward the way I want to. The problem with that is he's looking at things from a different point of view. He's not looking at himself from a different point of view. And it's rare in life that we have this problem that shows up in the external world when we didn't first create it in our internal world and then manifest it outwardly into the physical world. Like take, for example, someone whose house is always a disaster. It's always messy. That's because their internal world, their thoughts, their emotions are all over the place. They're messy internally, and that presents itself outwardly in a messy environment here. So this can be someone who is not looking at their role in the situation of why things are stuck. They're expecting that the problem is external to them and therefore the solution must be external to them, when in reality it's probably internal for them. This is sometimes like helpless victim mentality. Sometimes it's a blame game type of a mentality. Could just be like there's something that they want to hold on to and no progress is happening in that department, or the thing they want to hold on to isn't making progress. It's not moving. I do have a new opportunity. Ace of Pentacles right behind that Hanged Man though. This is a new physical, tangible opportunity. It's not like an idea or a concept. This is something I can touch. It's in the physical world. A new physical opportunity presenting itself when I've got somebody detaching and walking away, player type vibes, new beginning on something. And then when we look at their thinking, we get the Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the Four of Wands. Got a lot of desire energy right here. This Queen of Wands is Aries energy. This is a bold, passionate, fiery, determined person who knows exactly what she wants, and she goes after what she wants. She doesn't take no for an answer. She's not putting up with excuses. I know you're an Aries, so I'm hoping that this is you. The problem that I'm having here is I got options and choices and maybe clouded judgment, maybe foolish behavior, or maybe them blowing a smoke screen so you can't see something. It could be that. The other thing that has me a little concerned is a lot of times this card will show up when it's representing the other woman. This is the fire element queen, like the hot queen, the one that there's attraction toward and desire for. So a lot of times this ends up being the other person. I don't know for sure that we have another person, but I got strong hints. I've got options. I've got someone seeing if the grass is greener somewhere else, a blind leap of faith, the player, and two queens out here in their thinking about two different feminines here. I got the Queen of Cups next. This is Cancer energy. This is a person that they get love and emotions from. I did see the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck when I looked at their feelings about you. This is the counterpart in that department. So I don't know which one of these is you. Like, technically it should be this one, but it's entirely possible that they're getting their love and emotions from you and they don't want to let go of that. But then there's something that's kind of stopping things from happening here. And maybe what's stopping it is this new opportunity popping up here. Damn, I have the Page of Swords right behind that. This is an energy of someone who's trying to learn something or figure something out. I get this when somebody is snooping around, spying, investigating, like digging for answers, asking questions. Sometimes this is you looking for that stuff. Sometimes it's you accidentally finding some information that tips you off. Hell, technically what I'm doing right now, I'm snooping in the energy for you and your person. So technically what I'm doing qualifies as this, but it can even be some external person that knows both of you that sees something and comes and tells you about it. I got the Merchant giving to 2 with 6 of Pentacles right behind that. Looking strongly now, like we have someone else in the picture. I don't know yet if this is you or if this is the other person, but this is someone they're getting love and emotions from. The Queen of Cups is the only character that has a lid on her cup, and she does that to protect her emotions from getting contaminated. She's been hurt before, and she doesn't want that to happen again, so she's kind of guarded. She wants to pour her love into someone, but she's hesitant to do that. Might be because we've had some detaching here. We've had some walking away. We've had maybe somebody going to see if the grass is greener somewhere else. This is also the most intuitive queen in the deck, so it would not surprise me at this stage of whenever this is talking about. You don't actually have facts here. You just have an intuitive hit or some gut feeling, internal knowing somehow that something fishy's happening. The final card in what they're thinking about Aries is the Four of Wands. This is more Aries energy. So that's good. 2 of the 3 cards here are Aries cards. But then we got this other person popping up in the middle. I'm thinking that this is the other person now and that this is you, because there's stability of the home, stability of the family, stability of the connection here. This is like a celebration energy. It's also an energy of manifesting in that the thing that I'm trying to manifest is now appeared in the physical reality, and it's here and stable in the physical reality, and I can celebrate that it's arrived. I do have 2 4s here, and 4s are stability. This can be financial stability or wanting to hold on to the finances, wanting to hold on to assets and resources, wanting to hold on to the home. Could be something like that. There's this other queen. probably shouldn't be here. What's going on with their intentions? What are this person's intentions toward Aries as we move through March 2025, please? Okay. Again, that doesn't really clear it up for me on who's who here, but we'll get there in a second. Underlying their intentions. 2 of Swords. We already saw this. This is a decision that needs made, and it hasn't been made yet. It's looking like they're intending to continue not making a decision. I don't know if they're like avoiding something and not wanting to see it, not wanting to look at it, or if they're just being stubborn and choosing not to choose here. 8 of Wands, a lot of passion and desire energy, very fast moving energy. This is passionate communications, rapid forward movement, where progress on something there's a lot of passion and desire for. That seems a little strange to be choosing to not make a decision here and at the same time making all this fast movement, fast progress. That, to me, that seems like a decision. I get this card sometimes when someone has got someone else on the side and you don't know about it yet, or if the person I'm reading for doesn't know about it yet, and they don't have to choose right now because that you don't know. So why would I stop collecting benefits from you and from this other person if you don't know? There's no reason to choose right here. Maybe you're the one that's been blindfolded. Maybe they're blowing a smoke screen and preventing you from seeing something, and you can only feel it right now. I got 2 really strong intuition cards connected to that. Okay, let's see what we have out here in their intentions. 4 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, and the Moon. 4 of Cups is Cancer energy. This is an energy of not being fully happy or content with what I have right here in front of me. So much so that I'm daydreaming about this other cup, this other thing that might bring me my happiness and fulfillment. I got 3 cups in the front. That represents being together, being united and celebrating. And I'm not happy when we're together, and I'm daydreaming about this other person. And I think I'm blowing a smoke screen around you so you can't see that. Sheesh. Central to their intentions, Queen of Pentacles. This is Capricorn energy. This is usually like a wife type of an energy. It doesn't have to be like legally married wife. It can be just stable, committed girlfriend, person I'm building my life around, or person that I want to build my life around. Like wife, mother type material here. It can also sometimes represent like a feminine energy that's good at business and finances and maybe has her money and her assets and resources together. I've gotten this card several times for someone's female boss as an example. This is feeling like wife type energy here though. I've got diagonally connected to it the card of the stable home, stable family. It's right below this Queen of Cups, this person I get love and emotions from. Now, if that doesn't make an excellent wife, I don't know what would. So I've got this detaching, walking away to see if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence thing going on here, though, in that column. So this is considered a marriage card a lot of times. That's the only one I have. Wait a minute. I stopped after this 8 of Wands. I've got the 10 of Pentacles back here. There's another one. This is about combining lives together, building a life together. I get this for people when they live together, when they're married, or when they're going down that path. And right behind that, I've got the Empress, the birth of something new. This is usually the birth of a new connection. And then 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy, sadness and remorse about the past. This is like guilt, regrets, negative emotions. There's 3 cups spilled here. I saw the 3 cups here that I'm not quite happy with, and this other person I'm thinking about, and now the 3 cups are spilled, which means it could be spilling the relationship. This could also represent a third party is involved, and that's what spilled everything. In the background, there are 2 upright cups, which could mean that they still feel a connection toward you. Could also represent a choice between 2 different cups of love that's in the background here. That could be the thing that they're not making a decision about. I got that King of Cups again in the background. Not wearing their heart on their sleeve, not being easy to read here. And then 6 of Wands. This is recognition. This is Leo energy of recognizing something. I don't know if they're getting recognized for something here. They might be. Or they're recognizing something that allows them to move forward here. I think they're getting recognized, and I think they're struggling with the consequences of that. I got Judgment right behind that Strength card. Looking like we got someone communicating about physical, tangible opportunities. Yeah, and going from communicating about it, talking about it, to actually doing something about it with the Knight of Pentacles right behind it. And then 5 of Wands, an internal conflict. This can also be competition happening. 10 of Wands, some sort of a burden. What they're burdened by is this 2 of Wands, this choice about what is it I want for my life, what do I want my world to be like, and which of these 2 paths is going to get me to what I want, and which one do I have to leave behind. I definitely have this leaving behind energy out here in their feelings. And I also got to change my mind back and forth. Can't stay fully committed to what I said I wanted, kind of an energy here. Shit, and someone or something from the past showing up. 6 of Cups is a card of the past. It's thinking about the past, reminiscing about the past, the good old days, the way things used to be. It can represent something from the past coming back up again, or happening again, or even someone from the past coming back up. And then there's romantic gestures, romantic offers, moving forward, taking actions on love and emotions, advancing a cup of love. And then I've got the Hierophant in the background. There's you another marriage card. And the Ace of Wands. Good grief. How deep do I have to go here? Like, this is a passionate new beginning. It's the phallic symbol of the deck. It represents the male you-know-what and using it to do you-know-what, and sexual energy, and the 3 of Swords behind that. Heartbreak and sadness from a third energy. I bet you I just went probably a 1/5 of the way down the deck right there, and that story feels totally connected to what I'm seeing right here. Looking like we got a wife type of an energy here. I've seen several cards that could indicate marriage. I don't know if this person has a wife and they have been running back and forth between you and wife, or if you are the wife and they're detaching and moving away from that, but then at the same time maybe still wanting to hold on and wanting to play both sides of the fence here. All I know for sure so far is this is the only card out here that has nothing to go with it in the column. That new beginning, taking a blind leap of faith, or even foolish decisions and taking risks outside of the connection. The final card in their intentions, Aries, is the Moon. This is sometimes fear, worry, and anxiety from uncertainty. It doesn't feel like that. The other meaning to the card is if you think about when the moon's out, it's dark outside. Your eyes can play tricks on you. There can be an illusion of some kind. Things can be hidden in the dark. There can be a secret being kept. So it's looking like we got something being hidden, because like diagonally here, it starts out with options and choices and clouded vision, like clouds of smoke blowing a smoke screen, and then probably your intuition cluing you in that something doesn't feel right here, and maybe I can't see exactly what's going on. And the Moon, another card that can represent your intuition, your unconscious mind, but then also something being kept hidden. What's being kept hidden here looks to be wife type energy and stable home, stable family type energy. And also in that same column with the Moon is the Player. Maybe there's some elements of this that you don't see exactly what's going on, but you can feel something's going on. Well, if their intentions are to like remain unsatisfied and hide this wife energy, I don't know what that means exactly. I don't know if they're hiding a wife from you, or if they're hiding you from their wife, or I don't, it's something along those lines. And it might be one way for you and the other way for the very next Aries that watches it, but there's clearly something deceptive and fishy going on. What are this person's most likely actions going to be toward you, Aries, as we move through March 2025? What are their most likely actions toward Aries, please? I do not like them. I do not like it. But they get what they get. To me, if there's two signs you just don't want to mess with, Aries is one of them and Scorpio is the other, and you're both ruled by Mars, so it makes perfect sense why you wouldn't want to mess with either. But Lord, this person is just asking for it. Underlying what they're most likely to do, Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy, holding on tightly to something and not wanting to let go of it. So is that you that they're not wanting to let go of? Is this the other person that they don't want to let go of? Is it the secret they don't want to let go of? It's really hard to tell with this person. They're like obfuscating everything. They're trying to cloud everything up. Hanged Man right behind it. Same order we saw him in the last time. No progress is happening. This person is likely to not make any progress and just keep right on keeping on with whatever they're doing. They got that new opportunity in the background, and I think they're going to keep it that way. Yeah, Justice right behind it. Libra Major Arcana card. This is the most powerful card of balance in the deck. It's about doing the right, fair, just thing. This card shows up to point out the fact that something unfair and unjust is happening that needs to be corrected. New opportunity is part of that. New physical opportunity is part of that. When I clarify what their most likely actions are going to be toward you, Aries, I get the Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Three of Cups. I do not like them. Nine of Pentacles is Virgo energy. It's a singles energy. It's a step backwards from the 10 of Pentacles, that combining lives together, building a life together, living together. This is about being physically single, physically by myself, independent. Doesn't always mean that someone is single. Sometimes I'll get this card when someone's not single, but they present themselves in the physical world as if they're single. Probably because they're not fully content with something, and they've got this other person that they have their eye on and have their wand pointed at, so to speak, and they're keeping that clouded up. Next, I have the other singles energy, the Nine of Cups. There's two of them in the deck. This is physically single. This is emotionally single. It's Pisces energy. It's a step backwards from the 10 of Cups, that combine together emotionally, where we're pouring our love into each other and everyone's fully loved and fully happy. It's like the happy fairy tale romance that we all want. This is a step back from that. This is about personal happiness and personal wish fulfillment. This is one of those cards where flip a coin on whether this is good or bad when it comes all by itself out of context and there is no surrounding energy here. Like, sometimes in the good sense, this is someone who doesn't need another person to make them feel happy, or to make them feel loved, or to make them feel whole. Like, they know that their happiness comes from inside themselves. So that's a really good positive spin on the Nine of Cups. The negative spin on the Nine of Cups is it's someone whose personal happiness and personal wish fulfillment is the most important thing to them. It's a really like me, myself, and I kind of an energy, especially when you got Four Pentacles on the bottom. This is greedy, stingy kind of an energy. This is screaming like self-serving, self-centered kind of a person. Maybe stuck on themselves, maybe always looking externally for the solution to their problems, because to them, their problems are always external to them. They're never looking inside themselves for what's going on. This can be someone whose own personal happiness is more important than yours, at least from their point of view. I got at the top of this column, 8 of Cups. Someone detaching and walking away because they think something better is out there. This is about walking away from 8 cups and going off to find my 9th and my 10th cup. Well, here's the 9th cup at the bottom of this column. And in the middle of it is this person that I got all this love and emotions for, and I'm probably getting love and emotions from, this wife type of an energy here. Oh, man. Man, oh, man. Final card and what they're most likely to do in March 2025, Aries, 3 of Cups. This is Cancer energy. Sometimes this is being together, being united and celebrating, being reunited and celebrating. The other meaning to this card is a third-party love triangle because we got 3 cups of love in the picture. I also happen to have 3 queens out here in the energy. 2 single energies, whether they are single or not is irrelevant because they're presenting themselves both physically and emotionally as if they are single. And I got a player up here, and still the only card with nothing to go with it in the column is this blind leap of faith on some new beginning, foolish decision making, taking risks outside of a connection, something along those lines. Scoot this over a little bit and get some room so we can get you some advice on how to navigate the situation you're finding yourself in with this person here in March 2025, Aries. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, kind of how you should play things so they work out in the way that's best for you and your own greatest good. So let's get Aries 5 cards. What is the advice for Aries on how to navigate this situation? March 2025, please. I want to flip over in here. Come here. Let's get one more. What's the advice for Aries, please? Just had the Knight of Swords flip up and show itself, but stay in the deck. That doesn't mean that energy isn't present. It just means someone's either struggling against it or trying to resist it or trying to repress it. The Knight of Swords, this is making me think this person's about to get themselves in some trouble here. The Knight of Swords is the fastest knight in the deck. It's someone who rushes off and takes this decisive action on something, usually something they didn't think through first. It can be really like spontaneous, spur of the moment, even like impulsive kind of an energy. It's also sometimes someone who rushes forward very quickly, speaking the truth on something. And when they do that, their words usually end up being pretty cutting. So I'm thinking that might be you struggling to not go off half-cocked and not do something like rash and impulsive and be kind of like reactionary instead of thinking it through first. That might be the case. Underlying your advice, 5 of Pentacles. This is Taurus energy of abandonment. This is about being abandoned, being cast aside, being left out in the cold, discarded, walked away from. This is a breakup kind of an energy. And I have the Chariot right behind that. This is the fastest energy in the deck. I got a lot of speed out here. I saw that Knight of Swords that didn't come out. I'm getting ahead of myself. 8 of Wands is your first card, and now these are the 2 fastest energies in the deck here. So we're going break up, like really fast forward movement on something. This is like, boom, I'm out. See you. Now this can also represent like the will to overcome the problem or the challenge that's in your way, just trying to get through that just through sheer willpower alone so you can move forward in success and victory. But that doesn't seem like what I'm looking at out here. Nah, this is your person, bat out of hell, gone. 6 of Pentacles. This is more Taurus energy. This is the Merchant given to 2 different people, and notice one of them is behind his back. I've got the player out here. I've got 2 different queens in that row. I've got 2 different queens in this column. I've got 3 cups of love out here. I got somebody clouding everything up. Yeah. Let's take a look at what actually came out in your advice. 8 of Wands, 8 of Swords, the World, Justice again, and the Knight of Pentacles. 8 of Wands is Sagittarius energy, very fast energy. Again, this is like a lot coming out of left field, a lot happening all at once, probably caught you off guard, caught you not prepared. This is like too much happening to process all at one time, and it's overwhelming feeling. And that puts you in the 8 of Swords, which this is Gemini energy. This is thinking about something over and over and over again on this repeating loop in your mind and not being sure what's the safe move to make here. The person on the card's blindfolded, meaning you don't have all the information. There's gaps in your knowledge. I felt that out here with the clouds of smoke and the moon not being able to see something. And even though you can't see it, like both directions, you can't see it, but you still feel like something's happening. This is like not having all the facts, not having all the data, and trying to close those open loops by thinking it through over and over again. And when you get done, you're like, no, I don't like how that worked out. Let me start over and think it through again. This is really like overthinking type of an energy where you're stuck in your head about something, probably because too much is happening. Central to your advice is the World. This is the final card of the major arcana. It represents completions of a cycle, and at the same time, the beginning of the next cycle where you start back over at card 0, the Fool, on something new. Makes sense why this card has nothing to go with it in the column now. This is a completed cycle between the two of you. This is over, and they're starting something new, and it probably happened really quickly from where you sit, like came out of nowhere, didn't see it coming. Either that, or maybe you've been grinding about it for a long time here, and something is coming to an end between the two of you, or at least something is supposed to be coming to an end. I have Justice next, the Libra major arcana card. Again, it's about doing the right, fair, just thing. This is about cutting away something that's not in balance, so balance can be restored, and then the right, fair, just thing can happen. Like what's supposed to happen can happen. It shows up to point out the fact that something unbalanced is going on, something unfair, something unjust is happening, and this points out the need to correct it and probably end the cycle of that, because the energy it puts you in is not pleasant energy. Like feeling like too much is happening and I'm overwhelmed and stuck in my head grinding on it while I'm overwhelmed. That's not a good spot. It's looking to me like you're feeling that way because your intuition is telling you something that you can't actually verify with your eyeballs or with like facts. But that doesn't change the fact that it's going on, and it doesn't change the fact that you are aware that it's going on, even though you can't verify it. Final card in your energy is the Knight of Pentacles. This is the slowest moving knight in the deck, telling you to slow down for sure. This is like one step at a time, very methodical, one foot in front of the other. This is also a really frustrating energy when you're going through it. When you're going through this, it's almost impossible to tell the difference between Knight of Pentacles and the Hanged Man, for example. Like the Hanged Man, there is no progress happening. Nothing's moving. And here, something is moving. It's just going so damn slow, you probably can't see any progress from where you sit. Now, it can also represent a person who knows what they're supposed to do and isn't doing it for some reason. It can also represent a person who knows what they're not supposed to do and they do it any damn way. That's tied directly to this unfair thing that's happening. That's probably how we're getting here to the ending of the cycle and all this overwhelming circular thoughts. That this is like an energy where my mind is grinding on something and I'm having a really hard time shutting it down, like getting it off of that, and it like goes right back to it again. It feels like to me that if you don't actually know and can't actually prove any of this, it's not really relevant, because you can feel it and your intuition is telling you. So it's accurate, it's true. Like, keep in mind that justice is out here. Keep in mind, this is not a court of law. You don't have to have, proof beyond any reasonable doubt. You're not like getting a jury of peers to vote and convict someone. This is not innocent until proven guilty either. If you feel it, that it's happening, and you can't shake that feeling, that means it's happening. You don't require proof. You don't necessarily require somebody to be able to verify it and validate it for you. Just feeling it should be enough for you, Aries.